Hey there tech fans, Rick here again from the eARC team with an overview of the HDA-939 4K HDMI scaler with audio downmixing and eARC support. This product was engineered to make it incredibly easy for you to match the output resolution of any media device with the input resolution of any display device, either automatically or through the extensive eDID switch settings. The product also provides audio extraction capabilities that will digitally strip the audio from any media stream and allow you to pass that along through an HDMI connection, an optical diff connection, or even a left and right analog connection to a home stereo or soundbar for better quality audio. It fully supports both ARC and eARC connections, as well as CEC. Now, as part of this overview, I'd like to start with an unboxing just to show you everything that's included with the kit. And then I'll take a closer look at the unit, I'll explain the connections and indicators, I'll list the features and functions the product provides, and then I'll come back and do a quick demonstration just to show you how simple this product will be to use once you get it home. So let's get started with the unboxing. When you first open up the box, you'll find the HDA-939. You'll find a single DC 12-volt 1-amp power supply. You can plug this into any standard wall outlet. The other end of the cable has a barrel connection, which plugs into the back of the unit and provides all the power you'll need for operation. You'll also find an RS-232 connection block. You can make the selection for the resolution adjustments using the dip switches, or you can do it through software, and you can connect your computer up through that block. You'll also find a set of brackets you can use to mount the unit up off the ground and out of the way. Also included is a warranty card and a full instruction manual that lists connection diagrams, specifications, and other really important details you'll need to understand about the product to use it correctly. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll take a closer look at the unit, I'll list the features and functions, and then I'll come back and do the demonstration. The product features a full metal enclosure which makes it incredibly durable and helps to minimize outside interference from causing any issues with the electronics inside. On either side, you'll notice ventilation slots in the cabinet. Those are designed to let any heat that develops during operation escape and keep the electronics inside at a very comfortable temperature. You'll also find two mounting holes on either side that can be used with the included bracketing kit to mount the module up off the ground and out of the way. On the front of the unit are a series of LED indicators. Starting on the left, you'll find a power indicator. The minute you add power to the unit, it starts an internal power on self-test, and when it completes that test, it'll light that LED letting you know the module's ready to use. To the right of that are three HDMI indicators, in, out 1, and out 2. When you connect this up to a media device, that connection is checked by the unit. Once it's verified, the in indicator will light up, letting you know you have a solid connection. The same thing happens with your two output connections. Output 1 is your monitor, output 2 is to a soundbar. Once those connections are verified, those LEDs will come on as well. To the right of that are four audio format indicators, PCM, Dolby, DTS, and DTS HD. These let you know what current format the audio is in. One of these will light up, and again, indicating which format you're using. To the right of that are two more indicators, HDMI in and ARC eARC, and they determine which audio input you're using, and you can select between them by tapping that button. You have a choice between HDMI in for the audio or ARC and eARC, and again, you can make that selection here. On the rear of the units where you'll make all your connections, starting on the left is an HDMI input port. That connects to whatever media device you'd like to send through the unit, standard HDMI cable. To the right of that are two HDMI outputs. The one on the left connects to a monitor. The one on the right connects up to a soundbar, and they're labeled Downscale eARC ARC CEC. And again, that's compatible with your monitor. The one on the right is audio only and decoded eARC and ARC, and that connects up to a soundbar. To the right of that are two more digital audio output selections. You can connect it up to a Toslink SP diff cable to your soundbar if you're not using HDMI, or you can use the coaxial digital connection as well. To the right of that is an audio output section, and these are standard RCA connections you can use with a lot of older stereos on the market. To the right of that is a bank of dip switches that really control the resolution adjustment and the type of audio you're passing through the unit. And that's fully explained in the manual, and it's nice that there's a chart on the bottom as well that explains the function of all those switches. So you can use the chart and set those as appropriate. To the right of that is an RS-232 connection. This can be programmed from a computer as well as using the switches. If you want to use a computer, you'll connect it up right there using the block that's included with the kit. And finally, to the right of that is a DC input port, and that's used with the included power supply. You'll plug the power supply into a wall outlet, the barrel connector plugs in here, and provides all the power you'll need for operation. The eARC HDA-939 is compatible with most modern HDMI media sources, including computer systems, media players like Roku, DVD players, game consoles, and streaming devices. The product's features include full support of 4K ultra-high definition media content. It also provides dual HDMI outputs. It is both HDMI 2.0 and HDCP 2.2 compliant. It fully supports ARC and eARC functions and provides extensive eDID management. Now I'll show you the connections you'll need to make to use this product with your own equipment. And for this demonstration, over here I've set up a small media player that's currently looping a video with audio in the background. That's my input media source. Over here I've set up an older monitor as my display device. This can display 4K content. This can only display 1080p content. So the HDA 939 will actually downscale to accommodate the smaller screen. I've also set up an older home stereo here that can only accept an analog audio input, as well as a digital soundbar that can accept both an HDMI input and an optical SPDIF input. In front of me, I have the HDA 939. Now the first connection I'll make is from the media device to the input. I've already connected an HDMI cable up to the media player. The other end of that cable plugs into the HDMI input port in the back of the unit. Now I can connect up the monitor. I've already got an HDMI cable plugged in there. This plugs into the HDMI output port in the back of the 939. And I think I'll start with the HDMI connection first for audio. I'll plug that into the HDMI output port. And now we're all set to add power. I've already plugged the power supply in. The other end of that cable has a barrel connection on it which plugs into the power port in the back. Before I add power to the unit, it actually goes through a power on self-test the minute I add power to it, where it's checking the electronics internally, and you'll see the lights come on in the front. That's going to take a second or two to complete, and then it checks the resolution of my input media, as well as the output resolution of my monitor, and it's checking for connections. It's going to find the soundbar. Once all that finishes, it'll pass the audio and video along, and strip the audio and pass it to the soundbar. There you go. And video to the monitor. And that's the HDMI output. Now the cool thing is, the unit can output audio to all of the options at the same time. So right now I'm using HDMI, but if I disconnect that, here it is there, I've got an optical cable already connected up to the soundbar. So I'll plug that into the SPDIF output on the back of the unit. It'll take a second for the soundbar to realize that and for the unit to realize that, and you'll hear it come through over the optical connection. There you go. So you've got a choice there on both of those digital outputs, either HDMI or SPDIF optical, but the really nice thing is if you have an older stereo like this, it can also output to stereo connections. Now this unit uses a double RCA connection, so I've got a cable right here. Let me turn that down. And I'll plug that into the analog outputs and turn the volume up. There you go. Now here's the best part. Both of these are live at the same time. So there you go on the analog side. Here you are on the digital side. So if you had a mix of stereo equipment in your room, let me turn these down. If you had a mix of stereo equipment, you can actually have all of them playing at the same time and really create that surround sound effect that you'd like. And it really is just that simple to get it working. I hope you found this overview of the O-Ray HDA-939 helpful. It really does provide an incredibly easy way for you to easily match the output resolution of virtually any media device with the input resolution of any monitor, either automatically or through the eDID switch settings on the back of the unit. You can also make those selections through software over the RS-232 connection. And the fact that it provides audio extraction capabilities that effectively strips the audio from any media stream you're passing through and allows you to send that through an HDMI connection, an SPDIF optical connection, or an older left and right analog connection to a soundbar or home stereo means it's compatible with the widest range of audio equipment. Everything you need to get started is included with the kit, and with a few simple connections, you can be up and running in no time. So until next time, thanks again for watching.